Welcome to Bamfordrose and another question of the week. This week we're in a Rapide S. A few weeks ago, our question of the week identified Rapide S as a bit of a hidden gem in the Aston lineup, especially the early Rapide, because you can pick those up at quite a bargain. A Rapide S like this one still goes for a high figure, but if you're happy to pay that to get a new car, going to use it for a bit, and that is sort of paying the depreciation, and that's money well spent to you, then that's fine. You know, you're driving around in a really nice car. Before driving this Rapide S, I've just driven a standard Rapide, which is about 470 bhp compared to the 500 plus that this Rapide has got. And the older Rapide has got the 6-speed gearbox, this has got the ZF 8-speed gearbox. Now a Rapide is a GT cruiser and you're not going to be spiritedly driving the car on country roads all of the time. If I could swap between the old Rapide drive and the new 8-speed drive, then I would, because the older Rapide, I really like that the gearbox has got quite long ratios, lets you stretch the legs of the engine. The new 8-speed Rapide, the low gears are quite short, just sort of doesn't allow you to experience the engine through the full rev range. And by the time you're in a gear to experience the engine through the full rev range, then you're traveling at warp factor 9. It would just be nice to switch this 8-speed Rapide into that longer gear model just to enjoy the engine a bit more. But that's not to say that the drive in this car is a disappointment. It certainly isn't. What the owner of this car picked up on, which was a little bit disappointing to him, and a few Rapide owners over the years have also commented the same, is the lazy nature of throttle response from initial pedal input and lazy gear changing that the Rapide has. Where that becomes the most irritating is, say, if you're slowing down for maybe a roundabout, or you're just slowing down for traffic and then you've got a clear road in front of you, then in normal D mode what this Rapide will do is it will hold third gear until a very low engine, a very low road speed. Then when you do something like a quarter pedal input, it takes quite a bit of time to work out what it wants to do. It will either just lazily rev the engine and keep you in third, or after a short while it will down change to second and give you an acceleration which almost makes it feel like it's a bit delayed, and then there's a bit of a thump of torque coming in. If you then compare that gearbox behaviour with a Vanquish S, which is essentially the same engine and same gearbox, then the Vanquish S behaves in a much different way. It's eager to change down a gear, and when you go on throttle it's eager to change down a gear even more and give you a good chunk of torque and nice progressive acceleration. None of the laziness that the Rapide has. So we've delicately taken that Vanquish S gearbox software and put it into this transmission control unit for the Rapide. We'll talk about the drivability that now returns in Rapide, try and show that by facing camera on the dashboard. And if you've got a Rapide S and you think you want your drivability like this one, then it's just a remap away. Okay, so we're in D5. We've got a little bit of throttle on, 2000 RPM, 47 mile an hour. And we're just gonna lift off the throttle now, simulate slowing down. And it's gonna change down to D4, then D3 eventually. And now we're going to give it probably a 20% pedal input, and now immediately it's gone to D2 as it now goes through the rev range. As we speed up and now we go on the brake, we'll see it auto shift exactly like Vanquish S with throttle blips. So that Vanquish software in Rapide S really does transform this car. And for someone that does want to make good reasonable progression, the laziness of Rapide shifting and throttle response can be a bit annoying. We're on the Bamfordrose loop. We'll just take this Rapide on a spirited drive. car is actually very rewarding to drive. This big Rapide took those twists and turns better than any pre-2013 DB9. If you combine that transmission upgrade with a primary decat high flow secondary, you're going to get this engine close on 600 brake horsepower. That's going to be a really good drive. So there you have it, some nice finishing touches to the hidden gem in the Aston range. Engine performance and gearbox behaviour like that in a Rapide S is in reality more than what an AMR Rapide would be standard. Hope you liked that question of the week, how to pep up your Rapide S. Really helps us if you can comment, click us a like and subscribe to our channel. We'll see you on the next question of the week.